Log in inNo account. Sign upLog out. A map shows how Islamic State has rapidly dwindled over the last 2 days, with desperate fighters releasing images of battle. The Sunday, March 20th, 201,912 to 47 p.m. U.S.-backed forces have seized hundreds of wounded IS fighters after the killer cult's last death camp in Syria collapsed under a non-stop barrage of bullets and bombs. Hours earlier, the terror group's media wing released images of its hardened fighters involved in a bloody gun battle with the Syrian Democratic Forces (SDF) in the enclave. However, the SDF has now claimed the final wounded militants were transported from the fallen stronghold at Baghouz to be detained away from the front line. A group of suspects involved in a January bombing that killed 4 Americans in northern Syria were among militants captured by the Kurdish-led forces. They were linked to a shocking suicide bombing in the town of Manbij, weeks after U.S. President Donald Trump declared victory over the terror group. However, taking the camp, though a massive milestone, was not the end of his in the region, said SDF spokesman Mustafa. "This is not a victory announcement but a significant progress in the fight," Bali said in a Twitter post. He said hundreds of wounded and sick militants were captured and had been evacuated to nearby military hospitals for treatment. Hidden Kavasti held village is the last pocket of territory in Syria controlled by the extremist group, which once held a vast area of Syria and Iraq, labeled an Islamic Caliphate. Baghouz's fall marks the end of a devastating 4-year campaign to end Islamic State's hold on any kind of territory, although it maintains a scattered presence in sleeper cells in both countries. The battle for Baghouz, including the encampment, a collection of tents covering foxholes and underground tunnels, has dragged on for weeks. The sheer number of people who have emerged, nearly 30,000 since early January according to Kurdish officials, has taken the Kurdish-led SDF by surprise. Most have been women and children whose existence in a labyrinth of underground caves and tunnels was unknown to the SDF, the World Health Organization said. 106 people, mainly infants, had died since December on the journey from Baghouz to the detention camp at Al-Hol, which takes at least 6 hours. Many evacuees, particularly foreigners, still express obdurate support for IS, posing difficult security, legal and moral questions for their countries of origin. Those issues were underscored on Friday with the death of the newborn son of Shamima Begum, a British woman who left London to join IS when she was a schoolgirl. The UK government stripped her of her citizenship on security grounds last month. This article originally appeared on The Sun and was reproduced with permission.